and join us as we celebrate and connect with our amazing community.
Northport Now will be released bi-weekly.
Northport Stories and Living will be monthly.
A schedule will be available on social media and our website.
Hello everyone, Devon Poulos here, Aquatics Manager. Welcome to my crib. We have fun here at the crib, programs included. Become a past member, play all year long. Here at the crib, we do have rules. We take all payments here at the crib, Apple Pay, MasterCard, Visa, cash. You pay right here to enjoy the crib. So enter through the gate, child-proof, most adult-proof. Shade. What's that? Our newly installed sunshade available for rent all season long. Here at my crib, you don't have to worry about a place to find a seat. We've added more chairs than ever here at the crib. If you're coming to enjoy the cribs and you got little ones, we got the perfect area for them, our Pelican Playground. Newly painted, fresh floor, fresh palm tree. It's looking clean. Looking for a place to work your upper body? Take a shot here at our Stingray Shuffle. Looking to relax? I got you covered here with our Lazy River. Living more on the adventurous side? Check out the slides right behind me. Newly painted, all offer something individual and unique. Check it out. Check out the main pool, kept at a wonderful 84 degrees all year long. I just want you to have a good time. We have safety covered. Lifeguards here, staff, all day, every day when we're open for you to enjoy. Concession is open. Pizza, pretzels, nachos, ice cream, we got it all. My crib is your crib. Looking forward to seeing you here.
Boogie to Devon.
Duty calls.
I'm Stacy Alosio. I am the Emergency Management Coordinator for the City of Northport, and I'm going to be talking about having an evacuation plan. It's important to have an evacuation plan ahead of time, and it's very important to write it down because that way you can have it somewhere present where everybody in your family can see it and keep it fresh in their minds. And you want to also share it with people in your family or your neighbors so that they know what your plans are ahead of time and how to get a hold of you or where to look for you after a disaster. For your evacuation plans, you should have multiple routes to get to the location you're planning to go to, just because traffic-wise, traffic on 75 might be gridlocked. There could be some very good back roads to get to where you're going that could get you there more quickly without being stuck in traffic. When you're making an evacuation plan, we usually tell you 4 different things. You should stay home if you are not in a zone that's being evacuated, and if your home is built to withstand the forecasted storm. If you can't stay home and you evacuate, your next option should be to go to a friend or family's home that is outside of the evacuation area and is structurally sound to withstand the storm. Third option would be go to a hotel. They're much more comfortable than our evacuation centers. Fourth option would be to go to one of our evacuation centers. Sarasota County has 12 evacuation centers. Those can be found on their website.
I'm Stacy Alosio. I'm the Emergency Manager for the City of Northport, and I'm going to discuss first responders after the storm. So it may take a while for first responders to get to you after the storm, and that's due to a variety of reasons. One being, we pull first responders off the roads when tropical storm force winds are sustained for their safety. That is a standard usually across the state and other states that have hurricanes as well. So we will have a backlog of calls that have come in during the storm that we will prioritize based on urgency, and they'll be responding to those, as well as the calls that are currently coming in if they're urgent as well. Also, the roads might be flooded, there might be debris in the roads. Our tactical first-in teams will be going out right away to clear the roads of any hazards so that our vehicles can get through and respond as quickly as possible. Just keep that in mind when you call after a disaster for assistance. We are coming. You are very important to us. We care about our residents and their safety, but it may just take a while for us to get to you depending on the conditions of the roads.
Hello everyone, my name is Mario Venditti. I am the planner scheduler for the City of Northport Solid Waste. I got into this position, first I was a recycle driver for 5 years for the City of Northport, and then I became the planner scheduler after taking an interest in educating the residents on how to recycle properly. In my position, my day-to-day, usually I start out by visiting the new residents that schedule garbage and recycle containers to be delivered, and I will go see them and educate them on our solid waste guidelines. More or less, I'm more focused on the recycle part of it. After that, I will drive around the city and I actually inspect recycle containers manually for contamination. And then I will take calls from drivers if there's any issues with repeat garbage in the recycle, and I will go educate those people as well. What I love most about the City of Northport is their residents are from all over the world, and I get to learn about the solid waste guidelines, where they come from, as well as educate them on the City of Northport solid waste guidelines and how to recycle properly.
I decided to become a firefighter. I used to work in hospitality.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Thursday, September 4th, 2025. It's 4 p.m. We're in City Chambers, and I call the City Commission regular meeting to order. Commissioners present, Commissioner Duval, Mr. Langdon, Mayor Stokes, Vice Mayor Emmerich, and Commissioner Petro. It's a quorum for this meeting. Also present, City Manager Fletcher, Interim City Attorney Golan, Assistant City Clerk Powell, Board Specialist Linder, Police Chief Garrison, and Fire Chief Titus. And let's see. Commissioner Petro, how about leading us in the...
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I am looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Vice Mayor, seconded by Mr. Langdon to approve the agenda. Let's vote. And that passes 5-0. City Clerk, public comment?
We do have one e-comment from Martin Lumper. Dear Commissioner, originally General Development Corporation was in charge of road and drainage and mowing. Later, the mayor and 4 commissioners decided that taxpayers will be better off if city takes over that responsibility, and we will have better service and lower taxes. That was true for a while. When manager and 5 commission system was put into place, everything changed. Taxes went up and service went down, but that did not stop the city later to implement the biggest increase in mowing assessment in the history of Northport, and only to Northport Estates property owners. A 3-acre lot had 300% increase for mowing with additional 100% increase for each added acre. But up to an acre lot had 10% lower assessment. Was this fair to around 800 Northport estate property owners? In the budget for road ROW, where we should have 8 mowing cycles per year, we are lucky if we get 4. In the budget for drainage ROW, where we should have 6 mowing cycles per year, we are lucky if we get 1. You pick the cheapest contractor, and we in the estates are paying the full price for a half-fast job. As your new budget is coming up for approval, you have to put some kind of responsibility on the management that what you approve will be done. In our opinion, it is fraud when you collect the assessment for road and drainage maintenance, yet the work is not always done per contract. I do not have the authority to change the dollar numbers in your budget, but the manager does not have a right to lower our service that we have to pay full price for. It is time for you, Commissioner, to consider and represent the taxpayers. Sincerely, Martin Lupert. And that is all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. With that, we're moving on to welcoming new employees. City Manager, you all right?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is our welcoming new employees. I would like to bring down our Human Resource Director, Ms. Christine McDade. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. For the record, Christine McDade, Human Resources Director. It's my honor to formally welcome some of our newest employees as part of our city team. When I call your name, if you'll please stand. From the City Clerk's Office, we have Tiffany Linder, a Board Specialist 2. City Attorney's Office, we have Jesse Levine. Development Services, we have Elise Selhauer, a planning technician. Adriana Silva, planner 2. Jacqueline Waterhouse, Administrative Services Specialist. Anthony Brahan, Code Enforcement Inspector. Christian Soto, Marketing Strategist. All right. From Fire, we have Edward Frudenberg, a firefighter EMT. Yakov Boylan, firefighter EMT. James Lorente, firefighter EMT. Jack Smirker, EMT, firefighter. Jacob Spurko, firefighter paramedic. Derek Bellows, firefighter EMT. Nathan Wislow, a firefighter EMT. And if I get this one wrong, I'm in big trouble because this is Human Resources. Kira Parks, our Human Resources. So from Parks and Recreation, we have Kevin Mace, a program coordinator for the Drug Free Youth. Dustin Hess, athletic field specialist 2. Richard Hankson, War Mineral Springs supervisor. So for the police department, we have quite a few. We have Vince Allen, service desk technician 1. William Cadet, police officer cadet. Dominic Hodgshell, police officer cadet. Evelyn Mahoney, police officer. Adam Sang, police record specialist. Nicholas Smith, digital record specialist. Chelsea Rogers, purchasing agent. Christopher Ramsey, police officer. Happy birthday. Janine Angelini, police officer. From Public Works, we have James Ford, building tech 2. Mary Beth Gregory, customer account specialist 3. And Gary Midas, equipment operator 1. And from utilities, I have Daniel Darius Zayas, an instrument control tech 1. Now I'm going to go take a nap. But welcome to all of you, and I wish you much success.
Alrighty. Moving on, we got proclamations and recognitions. Commissioners, let's go down front. No. Pete, you can stay. There you go. National Crime Scene. Yeah.
No, I don't want to. They'll be down. They'll be down. Yeah, that's all Are we on? All right. Let's see. Crime scene investigation. We got anybody here for that? Come on. Should be many, many people. Police Department Chief. Come on down. Hello. Come on, let's go. Whereas crime and intelligence analysts play a critical role within their police agencies, and whereas crime and intelligence analysts support their agencies by working to identify criminals, solve crimes and investigations, and provide statistical information that help their command staff, homeowners, and city commissioners. And whereas crime and intelligence analysts are regularly overlooked and rarely receive the recognition and appreciation that they deserve. And whereas September 20th of each year is dedicated to acknowledging the hard work and efforts of the crime and intelligence analysts. Now therefore, we, the City Commission of the City of Northport, Florida, do hereby proclaim September 20th, 2025 as National Crime and Intelligence Analyst Appreciation Day. Good job.
Can I get the analyst to come up here real quick? Crime scene, crime analysis. Starts with crime. So these are the real heroes behind the scene. These are our analysts. Right. Yeah, exactly. Listen, we're one big happy family, so we appreciate it. But we appreciate the recognition. They are the ones that are doing the hard work behind the scenes. They are the heartbeat of the Real-Time Intelligence Center. So we thank you, and the citizens thank you. So good job.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think you guys can stay, some of you anyway. Whereas forensic science is a vital public service and core duty of the government, and whereas access to quality forensic analysis dramatically improves the investigation of criminal activity, leading to the exoneration of the innocent and the prosecution of the guilty. And whereas forensic science plays a critical role in public outreach and crime prevention and is evolving in its role as an important member of the criminal justice community. And whereas crime scene investigators, forensic examiners, and forensic scientists provide unbiased, accurate, and reliable analyses of evidence recovered from across the nation. And whereas numerous professional organizations have recognized September 14th through September 20th, 2025 as National Forensic Science Week, and whereas the hardworking people that compose our forensic science organizations deserve universal regard and appreciation for their commitment to proper scientific investigations for the cause of justice. Now therefore, we, the City Commission of the City of Northport, Florida, do hereby proclaim September 14th through September 20th, 2025 as National Forensic Science Week.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir.
So on behalf of the crime scene unit, they are definitely what brings closure to a lot of victims and families, and what they do is so important. And if I was the victim of a crime, I wouldn't want anybody else to investigate it than our CSI. So on behalf of the city and the citizens, thank you very much.
Tighten it up, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you for everything you do.
You're right.
Okay.
Almost.
National Aerospace Week.
A proclamation. Whereas the aerospace industry is a cornerstone of American innovation, national security, and economic vitality, contributing more than $900 billion annually to the U.S. economy and supporting over 2 million jobs nationwide. And whereas National Aerospace Week, observed annually in the third week of September, celebrates the accomplishments, contributions, and future potential of the aerospace sector, including civil aviation, space exploration, and defense systems. And whereas the City of Northport recognizes the strategic importance of aerospace in shaping the next generation of high-tech workforce development, STEM education, and advanced manufacturing opportunities for local residents. And whereas Northport Economic Development is actively working to position the city as an emerging aerospace hub in Southwest Florida, fostering public-private partnerships, workforce readiness, and investment attraction through innovative initiatives and collaborative planning. And whereas the City of Northport supports and commends the efforts of Northport Economic Development to advance aerospace-related growth that aligns with the city's long-term vision for sustainable prosperity, economic diversification, and regional leadership in next-generation industries. Now, therefore, we, the City Commission of the City of Northport, Florida, do hereby proclaim September 14th through September 20th, 2025 as National Aerospace Week, and encourage all residents, businesses, and educational institutions to recognize the importance of the aerospace industry in shaping our shared future, and to support initiatives that continue to advance Northport as a forward-thinking community with limitless potential in the skies and beyond. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set our hands and the seal of the City of Northport, Florida, to be affixed this 4th day of September, 2025. Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Commissioners. I just wanted to let everybody know that in case you hadn't heard about our efforts to bring aerospace and aviation to the community, this proclamation pretty well lays it all out. The county to the north of us, Manatee County, City of Sarasota, and Charlotte County have all ventured into this space because they have airports, and that's something that we don't have. And so you wonder, how can we connect to aviation and aerospace here in our marketplace? Well, economic development team has been working on logistics, distribution, transportation, and corporate headquarter activities. And what we've determined is that all of those categories of business attraction can be applied to the aerospace and aviation industry. So in other words, we can have distribution for aerospace. We can have all sorts of logistic, transportation, and corporate headquarters related to aerospace here because we don't have an airport. And we make a great hub for all of those things. We've done the research, the economic analysis, and we're really proud to be kicking off the aerospace and aviation ventures on behalf of the city. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congrats, guys.
Thanks for all your work. Appreciate it. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Michael. All right, Trish. You got it. Oops. You're right, kiddo. You're up.
I'm up. All right, well, today I'm here to talk a little bit about our standard Scott, as we like to call him, but put a little bit of a spotlight on Scott today. Most of you might know him. Our outgoing, gnome-wearing friend is actually our accreditation coordinator, who just earned his Certified Parks and Recreation Executive credentials. That's the highest professional certification offered by the National Recreation and Parks Association. The CPRE is a true leadership level achievement, often called a badge of honor in our field. To qualify, Scott had to already hold his CPRP, which is a certified professional, meet rigorous education and leadership experience requirements, and then pass a challenging exam covering everything from operations and finance to HR planning and communications. To put it into perspective, there's more than 6,400 CPRPs in the nation, but only 400 CPREs. So it's a pretty big accomplishment for Scott. And what that means for us here in Northport is that it's not just a personal win for him, it elevates our agency. His expertise is now backed by very verified leadership skills, which translate into a stronger program, tighter accreditation, and even greater confidence in our community. Congratulations, Scott.
Well, you stole a lot of my talking points, actually. So I just want to thank Sandy and Trish for the leadership of our department. They've always been super supportive of whatever we want to do, including getting a gnome mascot that I just threw out during an interview and came to fruition. So, but things like this has been really supportive. And I was actually going to talk about how the number of CPREs, we have 3 in this department now, soon to be 4. And in 2 weeks, we get to go to our national conference, and the 3 of us that have it get to put on a little ribbon that says CPRE, and there's really not that many of there. So when they see Northport and CPRE, they know that we're really committed to our industry, and I'm just, been in parks for a long time, and I'm just so happy to be in this department. So thank you.
Okay.
What's that?
No. Did we miss someone?
Yeah, it's me.
Let's go.
You got a proclamation down?
Do we have an award?
Big Brothers.
There's no proclamation or award, but.
It's a recognition
Oh,
for Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Okay, we recognize you.
Should we go back down?
Yeah, let's go back down.
I told you we had 5. Didn't listen, again.
It's our first mistake this year.
Is that all?
Well, hi there.
Well, hi there. You're doing the honors?
Well, yes, I would like just to introduce Krista from Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Go ahead, you are up.
Have me start? Okay, all right, okay, thank you. All right, thank you very much. Hi, my name is Krista Hollenbeck, and I'm the Beyond School Wells Coordinator for Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Suncoast. I'm honored to be here today alongside our CEO, Kamala Martinez, our VP of Marketing, Gina Taylor, and our Director of Programs of the South County, Melissa Nelson, and all our wonderful bigs of the city of Northport. We're here to celebrate and recognize the incredible partnership that began in 2018 between the city of Northport and Big Brothers Big Sisters. This mentorship program has grown into something truly special, and that's thanks to the dedicated employees of the city who have poured their time, energy, and heart into supporting our Northport High School students. Each year has brought new milestones, but this year is especially meaningful. 5 students who began their mentorship journey as freshmen are now seniors preparing to graduate. With the guidance and encouragement of their mentors, all 5 students gained the confidence and skills to successfully enter the workforce last year. That's a powerful testament to what mentorship can do. But I really want to give a special thank you to Lori, who has been my main point of contact with the city. Lori consistently goes above and beyond, not only recruiting new mentors, but also coordinating tours, organizing speakers, and managing all the moving parts that makes this program thrive. Her dedication and creativity has helped us evolve and expand the program year after year. Lori and I have been dreaming up big ideas, and together with the Big Brothers Big Sisters, we're committed to helping Northport High School students discover what it means to love where you live, and believe that this program doesn't just support students, it helps build the future workforce of the city of Northport. Thank you all for being part of this journey. We're really excited for what we have in store ahead. And thank you, Lori. Well, I just wanted to thank the commissioners and city leadership and my directors and absolutely my team. I couldn't do it without all of my mentors. Every year you bring it, and we have just evolved so much in so many years. I did want to share something with one of our mentors that she's actually coming back this year, which is our city clerk, Heather Faust. She came on and had Julia Fritz. She was a junior, and she had her for 2 years. And then she has now taken a position in the city clerk's office, and will be starting within the next week. So it's kind of a full circle moment for us because we've mentored for her, and she's gone on to college and has decided that she wants a career with the city. So this is something that Heather had put together, and I'd just like to read it. Being a part of the Big Brother Big Sister program is an experience that provides great reward not only for the littles, but for the bigs as well. Through the program, you create a bond, and your littles' goals become something meaningful to you as well. If you are as lucky as I, you get to spend years mentoring and watching your little tackle these goals. I was so fortunate to become a big for Julia Fritz, who was a junior at the time. This experience allowed me to watch her move through her high school years and into her college. Her dedication to school, to living life to her fullest, and to her future is commendable. So much so that my office is excited to announce that Julie will be starting her new job as a board specialist in the city clerk's department. So thank you for your time, your commitment. It means the world to me. I love this program, and I really appreciate all the support. So thank you. Let's squeeze, and maybe we can Scooch in more. Scooch. Make another layer. We're gonna come this way. You wanna come a little bit? Right.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's right. I'm like, wouldn't be the first time. I know. All my fault. I told him to have 5 when we were on number 3.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Yes. And I promised to do that in the future. Yes.
Clerk, any general public comment?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Well then, with that, unless there's no other business, it's 4:28, I adjourn this meeting.
All right.
I had friends that were firefighters, and I decided one day that I wanted to change my job and serve people. So I went ahead and went through a EMT and paramedic program, went to fire academy, and then I saw Northport were hiring, and I really liked what they had on there between their ISO rating and their beliefs and values and everything. So I applied. They gave me an opportunity. Every day is different, but for the most part, we start off the same. We'll get our gear onto the apparatus and make sure everything's operational, like our air pack. And then we also check the inventory, make sure we have all our medical equipment, everything's operational. That way we could respond to any emergency. So we're always stocked and ready to go. I think the best part is that everyone's passionate about their job. So they come to work and they're ready to train and take care of each other and teach each other. So everyone's sharp and on their A game. So it makes the job fun, and I just look forward to coming to work. Yeah.
I'm Stacy Losio. I'm the Emergency Management Coordinator for the City of Northport, and I'm going to tell you the difference between flood zones and evacuation zones. Or in Sarasota County, we call them evacuation levels. So flood zones were generated by FEMA, and they're used to determine the likelihood that you will flood, and they're used to determine if you need flood insurance, if you have a mortgage on your home. Now, the evacuation zones are based on storm surge data that comes from the National Hurricane Center, and they use topography as well as hurricane vulnerability for storm surge for the area. And we use those to determine who needs to evacuate during a storm. So it's important to understand that there is a difference. If you're interested in finding out what evacuation zone you are in, which we highly recommend you do, you can use your search engine of choice and type in Sarasota County Know Your Level, and that'll take you to the Sarasota County government website.
Frank Lamas, Always Manager, City of Northport. Here today with Mario Venditti, Planner Scheduler for the City of Northport, Solid Waste Division. We're going to talk about bulk pickups today, how to schedule bulk pickups, what should go out and what should not go out to the curb, where to place the items, and then what happens if you have more than what's allotted for you for the year for a bulk pickup. So Mario, I know we call 941-240-8050, talk to our customer service reps.
That's correct.
About how to schedule a bulk pickup. How else can we do that?
You can also go on our website, northportfl.gov, click on solid waste, and fill out a bulk request form.
Excellent, excellent. So Mario, what about if a person wants to place it out, what should they place out? What's the right thing, what's the wrong thing?
Basically, Frank, anything that doesn't fit in the container that's garbage, is going to go curbside. We're going to stay off driveways. What's not accepted is tires, chemicals, stuff like that. You can put yard waste out, that's considered bulk, but just make sure it's separate from the garbage pile. Yard waste is a separate pickup.
So what happens if I use all my bulk pickups already?
Good question. So you can have more, but you just have to pay. It's going to be $16.50 a cubic yard, and that's length times width times height divided by 27 is 1 cubic yard.
Any questions? Of course, let us know. Give us a call, 941-240-8050.
Water in a swale, that's kind of the ditch by your house, is not flooding. After a storm event, water should be in that swale up to 72 hours after the storm. That allows the water to be filtered, to get the stuff that came off our roofs and off the road out of the water so that when it reaches the habitat, it no longer has those contaminants in it. It also provides an opportunity to slow down water so that the water doesn't go so fast that it erodes the roadways or any other infrastructure. So when you see water in a swale, if it's only been, up to 72 hours since the last rain, that is not flooding, that is doing its job.
Stacey Locio. I'm the emergency manager for the city of Northport, and today we're going to discuss storm surge and flooding and how both of those affect Northport during a hurricane. So storm surge is when strong, sustained winds are constantly blowing over a long period of time over the Gulf and pushing water up onto shore. So when that happens, there is a lot of flooding and beach erosion along the beaches and the homes inland. However, the storm surge can also push water up the river. So it could push storm surge up the Myakka River, for instance, from the Gulf, and then the water coming downstream from the river has nowhere to go. So that can cause water to back up along the rivers and cause flooding. That, along with a lot of rain that comes from these hurricanes, can also cause an increase of water flooding into the rivers and into our water management systems, causing flooding as well. Public Works does a lot of work before the storm to make sure that our water levels are as low as possible so we can handle additional storm surge and flooding in our water systems. If you want additional information about that, we have a great video about our water control structures, and you can visit the Public Works website.
Hello everyone, my name is Devon Poulis. I'm the aquatics manager within our Parks and Recreation Department. We're here today at the Northport Aquatic Center just to talk to everyone about our Float for Life program. We recognize that nationally, unintentional drowning is the leading cause of death for children that are under the age of 4. So we have an awesome program here called Float for Life. Float for Life is a program that we teach that starts with the fundamentals of floating before we actually learn swimming. This program is targeted for those children that ages 6 months to 4, and what we want them to do is we want them to get comfortable in the water, and if they accidentally fall in the water or find themselves in a trouble situation, they can roll over their back and float. When we launched this program, we were the only one in the state that was actually teaching this milestone program. So I want to give a shout out to our Northport Rotary as well, who sponsored this program here at the Aquatic Center and actually paid for a trainer to come in all the way from Nebraska, where this program originates there. We practice and we go through what's called milestones here. So as soon as the kids progress through the milestones, we can continue moving on through them. And at the end of it, it's a pretty awesome program when they graduate. It's one of the final things that they do is they jump in fully clothed, and they have to turn over, roll over on their back, and actually be able to scream for help at that point in time. It's just an awesome segment program that leads right into our Learn to Swim program, so that way we can make sure we're keeping our kids safe in, on, and around the water.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be great!
Oh, you're swimming in the pool?
I'm Stacey Locio. I'm the Emergency Management Coordinator for the City of Northport, and we're going to talk about why it's important to have a go kit and what should go inside of it. It's important to have a go bag because if you wait last minute to pack, there are definitely going to be items that you're going to forget in the scramble to get everything put together. So it's important to have your documents such as IDs, insurance paperwork, titles for your home and your vehicles and your boats, just so that if your home does flood or your roof blows off, all those documents are with you and they're safe, because you don't want to end up losing those and having to try to replace those later on. Also in your go bag, you should think about what medications you might need to have ahead of time. If we're under a state of emergency, you are able to refill your prescriptions ahead of time, even if they're not due yet. So it's important to do that. Also in your go bags, you should have non-perishable food, flashlight, batteries, a radio that is battery powered and extra batteries. Should all power go out, we will be able to broadcast on 97.5 FM, any emergency information. So be sure to have your battery powered radio ready and tuned in to 97.5.
believe that the Natural Resources Department will be an integral part for the city's growth, as we want to achieve a more balanced approach of development in the future.
What we really want to do is see sensible development, sustainable development, and development that is in line with what we already have here. So we want to preserve as much as we can of the natural resources, so there is still place for our natural species, our migrating birds, and all the other species that live and survive in our habitat.
Natural systems are a big part of the ways ecosystems function, an important part for our community, our listed species. They stabilize the soil, they provide so many different benefits, including shade, limiting the heat island effect within our city, providing habitat, providing shelter for these species, and just also for our aesthetic enjoyment.
Well, as an arborist, a lot of what I do is making sure that development conforms to the tree protection code. So one thing we already have in place since April of 2022 is a tree protection code, which is quite robust in the city of Northport, that was adopted by Commission and the city through also a lot of community involvement. And so we're very happy to have that tree protection code. So a lot of what I do is making sure that development, either residential or commercial, conforms to that code.
We are such a passionate team. We come from varied backgrounds. I think between us we have over 100 years of experience, and we are every day raring to go, and we know our work is cut out here, and we're happy to take the challenge.
Through the division and community involvement and leadership in the city, we really hope to make great strides in protecting what we have here and finding that balance with development and environmental stewardship.
I am excited to be a part of this team, and I'm really seeking and looking forward to the opportunities for us to be able to make a difference.
I started with Charlotte County Utilities as a meter reader in 2004. So that's kind of where I got my foot in the door. Then once I reached a point in my life where things were more stable, I decided to leave Charlotte County Utilities, and I went and got my insurance license. It was very exciting doing that for a short period of time. But after a while, I started thinking about the utility. It was in my heart. At this point, I had almost 12, just 2 months shy of 12 years in. And so I realized during that time, my heart was in utilities. And so I started looking around again. I seen an opening here to be a C&D tech. So I applied and I got in. Typically I get here at 7 in the morning. I get my list of, if I can get to this is what I need to do. And I get in my truck. If I need any supplies, parts, tools based off of the work I was given that morning, I'll pick that up here at our shop. And then I head out, and my goal for the day is just to get as much work as that was assigned to me done as possible. And sometimes that happens, and other times there's a lot of first response calls that come in. My favorite part is the uniqueness. It's not knowing what I'm going to be faced with every day. It could be different. It's not mundane in any way. And it's exciting when you get a call and you're on your way and you don't know what it is, and you have the experience and the know-how and the backing to face whatever it's going to be. So I feel very confident in facing these calls, and I think that's my favorite part.
Hello, my name is Devon Poulos. I'm the Aquatics Facilities Manager with the City of Northport, and today we're going to be talking with you guys about our free swim evaluation. It's important that we do these swim evaluations, so as kids are registering for swim programs, they get placed in the right class. What we're looking at when we're doing the swim evaluation is every swim level has what's called exit skill assessments. So what we do is we have your child get in the water, and we'll go through a series of different movements. Can you go under the water? Can you show us your front crawl? Can you show us back crawl? Can you show us elementary backstroke? Different strokes within there. And what we're doing is we're trying to see where your child tests to before it becomes a challenge for them at that point. Once we assess that, then we'll let you know, and you can go ahead and sign your child up for that appropriate level there. It's important that we have these so that way when we're teaching a level 1, we don't have kids that should be potentially in a level 2 and a level 1 class because they're not learning the appropriate skills that they need at that point in time. Right now, when we're in full summer operations, we ask that people come between 8 and 10 to do the swim evaluations, just as you can hear the water splashing in the background, slides and everything like that. But any day of the week that we're open, you can come in at any point in time and ask for a swim evaluation. We always have a certified swim instructor on site that can have your child take a swim assessment.
Frank Lama, Solid Waste Manager. I am here today with Mario Venditti. Mario, tell people here how long you've been doing this job.
I've been here 5 years.
5 years, excellent, excellent.
Yep.
So, Mario, tell people what it entails, what you do.
I'm a planner scheduler for solid waste at the city, and I go around and I greet the new residents and I educate them on recycle.
Excellent, sounds interesting, very good.
Yep.
So, Mario, what do you find inside the recycling bins that shouldn't be there? So let's try to tell the people how to recycle right.
Well, the most common thing I find, Frank, is plastic bags.
Okay.
So the plastic bags are not recyclable. I find them just tossed in the container, or they bag the recycle with them.
Right.
And they shouldn't.
This is inside the blue lid container.
That's right, inside the blue lid containers.
Correct.
And they should be either taken back to the grocery store or tossed in the trash.
Very good. Do you see a lot of recycling inside the containers?
I do,
bags?
yes. I come across a lot of that.
Okay, we don't want to do that, so. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can always look at our website, www.northportflorida.gov/solid-waste.
Welcome to the brand new Northport Podcast Network. We're so excited to introduce you to our revamped lineup of shows, created to keep you connected, informed, and inspired about everything happening in our city.
That's right. With 3 unique shows under one network, there's something for everyone.
First up is Northport Now. Madison and I will rotate hosting this fast-paced, news-driven podcast to bring you the latest city updates, event previews, and important information, all in one quick listen.
Think of it as your weekly guide to staying in the know about what's happening in Northport.
Next, we have Northport Stories. Laura and I will share heartfelt and inspiring tales from around our community, stories that showcase the people, places, and moments that make our city special.
And don't worry, Voices of Northport isn't going anywhere. I'll continue bringing you even more personal stories and interviews with residents who shaped our city.
And last but not least, Northport Living. Cody and I will also rotate hosting this show, which is all about tips, events, and lifestyle ideas to help you make the most of life right here in Northport.
Whether you're looking for family-friendly activities, ways to get involved, or helpful home and garden tips, Northport Living has you covered.
With breaking news, heartfelt stories, or practical tips, the Northport Podcast Network is your go-to source for all things Northport.
Make sure to subscribe to the Northport Podcast Network wherever you listen, and join us as we celebrate and connect with our amazing community.
Northport Now will be released bi-weekly.
Northport Stories and Living will be monthly.
A schedule will be available on social media and our website.
Hello everyone, Devon Poulos here, Aquatics Manager. Welcome to my crib. We have fun here at the crib, programs included. Become a past member, play all year long. Here at the crib, we do have rules. We take all payments here at the crib. Apple Pay, MasterCard, Visa, cash. You pay right here to enjoy the crib. So enter through the gate, child-proof, most adult-proof. Shade. What's that? Our newly installed sunshade available for rent all season long. Here at my crib, you don't have to worry about a place to find a seat. We've added more chairs than ever here at the crib. If you're coming to enjoy the cribs and you got little ones, we got the perfect area for them, our Pelican Playground. newly painted, fresh floor, fresh palm tree. It's looking clean. Looking for a place to work your upper body? Take a shot here at our Stingray Shuffle. Looking to relax? I got you covered here with our Lazy River. Living more on the adventurous side? Check out the slides right behind me. Newly painted, all offer something individual and unique. Check it out. Check out the main pool, kept at a wonderful 84 degrees all year long. I just want you to have a good time. We have safety covered. Lifeguards here, staffed all day, every day when we're open for you to enjoy. Concession is open. Pizza, pretzels, nachos, ice cream. We got it all. My crib is your crib. Looking forward to seeing you here. Duty calls.
I'm Stacy Alosio. I am the Emergency Management Coordinator for the City of Northport, and I'm going to be talking about having an evacuation plan. It's important to have an evacuation plan ahead of time, and it's very important to write it down because that way you can have it somewhere present where everybody in your family can see it and keep it fresh in their minds. And you want to also share it with people in your family or your neighbors so that they know what your plans are ahead of time and how to get a hold of you or where to look for you after a disaster. For your evacuation plans, you should have multiple routes to get to the location you're planning to go to, just because traffic-wise, traffic on 75 might be gridlocked. There could be some very good back roads to get to where you're going. That could get you there more quickly without being stuck in traffic. When you're making an evacuation plan, we usually tell you 4 different things. You should stay home if you are not in a zone that's being evacuated, and if your home is built to withstand the forecasted storm. If you can't stay home and you evacuate, your next option should be to go to a friend or family's home that is outside of the evacuation area and is structurally sound to withstand the storm. Third option would be go to a hotel. They're much more comfortable than our evacuation centers. Fourth option would be to go to one of our evacuation centers. Sarasota County has 12 evacuation centers. Those can be found on their website.
Stacy Alosio. I'm the Emergency Manager for the City of Northport, and I'm going to discuss first responders after the storm. So it may take a while for first responders to get to after the storm, and that's due to a variety of reasons. One being, we pull first responders off the roads when tropical storm force winds are sustained for their safety. That is a standard usually across the state and other states that have hurricanes as well. So we will have a backlog of calls that have come in during the storm that we will prioritize based on urgency, and they'll be responding to those, as well as the calls that are currently coming in if they're urgent as well. Also, the roads might be flooded, there might be debris in the roads. Our tactical first-in teams will be going out right away to clear the roads of any hazards so that our vehicles can get through and respond as quickly as possible. Just keep that in mind when you call after a disaster for assistance. We are coming. You are very important to us. We care about our residents and their safety, but it may just take a while for us to get to you depending on the conditions of the roads.
Hello everyone, my name is Mario Venditti. I am the planner scheduler for the City of Northport Solid Waste. I got into this position, first I was a recycle driver for 5 years for the City of Northport, and then I became the planner scheduler after taking an interest in educating the residents on how to recycle properly. In my position, my day-to-day, usually I start out by visiting the new residents that schedule garbage and recycle containers to be delivered, and I will go see them and educate them on our solid waste guidelines. More or less, I'm more focused on the recycle part of it. After that, I will drive around the city and I actually inspect recycle containers manually for contamination. And then I will take calls from drivers if there's any issues with repeat garbage in the recycle, and I will go educate those people as well. What I love most about the city of Northport is their residents are from all over the world, and I get to learn about the solid waste guidelines, where they come from, as well as educate them on the city of Northport solid waste guidelines and how to recycle properly.
I decided to become a firefighter. I used to work in hospitality and group sales, and I had always had friends that were firefighters, and I decided one day that I wanted to change my job and serve people. So I went ahead and went through an EMT and paramedic program, went to Fire Academy, and then I saw Northport were hiring, and I really liked what they had on there between their ISO rating and their beliefs and values and everything. So I applied. They gave me an opportunity. Every day is different, but for the most part, we start off the same. We'll get our gear onto the apparatus and make sure everything's operational, like our air pack. And then we also check the inventory, make sure we have all our medical equipment, everything's operational. That way we can respond to any emergency. So we're always stocked and ready to go. I think the best part is that everyone's passionate about their job. So they come to work and they're ready to train and take care of each other and teach each other. So everyone's sharp and on their A game. So it makes the job fun, and I just look forward to coming to work. Yeah.
I'm Stacy Losio. I'm the Emergency Management Coordinator for the City of Northport, and I'm going to tell you the difference between flood zones and evacuation zones. Or in Sarasota County, we call them evacuation levels. So flood zones were generated by FEMA, and they're used to determine the likelihood that you will flood, and they're used to determine if you need flood insurance, if you have a mortgage on your home. Now, the evacuation zones are based on storm surge data that comes from the National Hurricane Center, and they use topography as well as hurricane vulnerability for storm surge for the area. And we use those to determine...
Good afternoon, everybody.
So it's important to understand.
Today's Thursday, September 4th, 2025. It's 5 o'clock. We're in City Chambers, and I call the City Commission special meeting to order. Commissioners present are Commissioner Duval, Commissioner Langdon, Mayor Stokes, Vice Mayor Emmerich, Commissioner Petro. There's quorum present for the meeting. Also present are City Manager Fletcher, Interim City Attorney Golan, City Clerk Faust, Board Specialist Linder, Police Chief Garrison, and Fire Chief Titus. Let us see. Who do we want? Carmine, would you care to lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Langdon, seconded by Vice Mayor to approve the agenda. Let's vote. And that passes 5-0. City Clerk, any general public comment?
Jill Luke. Commissioners, I am writing to show support in passing both 3A and B on this agenda. Both of these departments should be standing on their own. I have watched and been part of their growth over the years. The next step for the future of these departments and the city as a whole is to make them stand within their own silo. There will be more accuracy and accountability when it is set up in this manner. It will also lessen the oversight by other departments. With the excellent development and production of safeguards and everything technical, as well as the excellent leadership of the managers of these departments, it is only logical that they be given the next step of improvement and be their own department. Thank you for looking to the future of our growing city. Maria Leslie, in regards to the 2 new proposed department divisions, this does not seem budget friendly, especially given that the city manager's salary is in excess. He should continue to oversee these departments, or perhaps the funding for these 2 new departments should be partially come out of his salary. And in regards to the proposed percentage increases with the fire district and road and drainage district, the 10 and 15% increases seem awfully high to reasonably increase all at once. Community member, as the commission takes action on the FY26 budget, I urge you to use this upcoming year to truly promote and empower the Parks and Recreation Department. Just a few weeks ago, there was an unexpected discussion about closing an activity center. Since this time, the department has continued to prove its immense value to the community. They successfully completed another summer camp program, hosted an incredible Freedom Festival, celebrated Mormon Springs Day, and continue to draw large attendance numbers at the Aquatic Center. These accomplishments highlight the department's ability to bring people together, strengthen community pride, and provide safe and meaningful spaces for all ages. As the city moves into a new fiscal year, may this year be the year Parks and Recreation is discussed, not in terms of what might be closed, but in terms of how you can expand, invest, and add amenities that meet the growing needs of the residents. Supporting this department is an investment in the quality of life and future of the city. In person, I have Valdi Oleander, followed by Robin Vaquet and Carmine Miranda.
Good afternoon. I am Valdi Olander. I come here in peace. I am not a criminal, and I have a dignity. Stokes, I am instructing you to remove the cup of my back. Your and his actions make me sick, causing substantial emotional distress. Stop absurdity. Stop harassment. Collect $331 million, fiscal year 2026 equivalent of financial terrorism, and on rip-off. No consent to it. Commissioners treat city employees as supreme over the rest of 99% of we the people. No consent to it. Action of 5 commissioners is major contribution to poverty and my mental distress. No consent to it. Does police force behind speakers give you comfort to fleece with the people? No consent to it. Property ad valorem tax proposal is 3.38% up from previous year. No consent to it. Not ad valorem taxes for fire rescue, road and drainage, solid waste proposal combined is 10.22% over last year. No consent. City Commission budget is up 25.76%, equals to $150,730 over last year. No consent. 5 commission salary is up 50.71% and $2,270,000 more over last year. No consent. Since Fletcher got here, taxes per capita rose 75%, 75.81, up from $2,302 to $3,585 this year. When population is up only 12,874, which equals to 15.93% only. 75% raise of the budget when 15% only population growth. No consent. Please verify yourself using please verify what I said, using the total budget and divide by the total count of the people in a given year. If you want more money, go ask AI for next lottery numbers. What else you deserve? Laurel leaves red on your heads? No consent. Get off my back.
Thank you, Mr. All.
Hi, good evening. I'm Robin Vakai. I live in the city of Northport since 2023. I've been a Sarasota County resident since 2014. I'm a local real estate broker. And the reason I wanted to come out here today, I'm also a certified financial planner in my past life. I have a lot of concerns about the increases, the constant increases in the budget. And I just pulled a little spreadsheet together for your adopted budgets for the last 5 years. And we've got basically 66% increase over 5 years. And I'm sure all of you have a certain level of concern. The only one that I really hear and read saying anything about how this is impacting the community is Commissioner Petro. So I thank you for that. I know your focus is the millage rate is staying the same. People are still paying more in taxes. And I'm sure you're aware the county on the whole is also facing budgetary issues and constraints as we move forward. So I don't think now is the time to be increasing spending. In fact, everybody should be looking at cutting back and scaling down and doing more with less. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners, City Manager, County Clerk, department heads, and fellow Northport residents. As our city, I'm Carmine Miranda, and I've been a resident of Northport since 2013. As our city continues to grow at one of the fastest rates in Florida, communication is our most important tool for keeping our community informed and building trust and transparency. That's why I'd like to speak about the benefits of creating a single, centralized communications department to serve our city. First, centralizing communications gives Northport one clear, consistent voice in communicating infrastructure projects, road closures, and emergency information. Second, a single department saves money by increasing efficiencies and eliminating redundancies in each department. This approach ensures taxpayers get the best value for their tax dollars. This is not just an investment in communication, it's investment in, as I said, trust and transparency between our city and its residents. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Lance Broke, followed by Yassine Raouzini.
Good evening, Northport. Commissioners. I'm Lance Brote. I've been a resident for 20 years and a proud customer of the city of Northport. I want to thank you all for everything you've done since you've been sitting on the commission or helping the city move in a positive direction. Recent graduate of Northport University, and I was completely shocked at what I've seen. I went to all the different departments. I got to meet with department heads, employees, and I got to see how well the city runs, how efficient it runs, how the employees, the managers, and the staff have core values that they look at every day, that they operate behind, that how they have a mission statement, and how this reflects in their work. We saw shops that were well-maintained, trucks that were well-maintained. They had vision for the future. They're not being reactive, they're being proactive in their thinking. They're trying to save money. The most important thing that I saw was how well they work together. Because as the as we were meeting with police and how they tell us how they respond with fire, and then how fire and police respond with Department of Public Works when they need to, it just shows that the value that we pay to live in this city is going to very good use. And I appreciate everything that the staff does, the commissioners do, the city manager does, and most importantly, you know, with all this being said, communication is at the top of the list. Without good communication, we'll have uninformed residents that think they know what the city's doing. So I would like to see more investments in the communication to help the city run more efficiently, and I think it will in the future. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Okey-doke. Moving on to public hearings, 2025-26. City Clerk, if you'd be kind enough to read by title only. Actually, yeah, we do need a motion to direct City Clerk, so I'm looking for that motion.
You've got it, Mayor. So moved.
Right. Second. Got a motion by Commissioner Langdon, seconded by the Vice Mayor, to direct City Clerk to read ordinance by title only. Let's vote on that, please. And that passes 5-0. With that, City Clerk, you're up.
Ordinance number 2025-26, an ordinance of the City of Northport, Florida, activating a communications department, providing for findings, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for dates.
Thank you, ma'am. City Manager, you're right.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Section 5.05 of our charter talks about our organizational structure of the City of Northport, and it states that the City Commission shall by ordinance adopt by unanimous vote activate and deactivate departments as deemed necessary for the efficient administration and operation of city government. The following departments may not be deactivated except by referendum. That's the Police Department and the Finance Department. Today, we ask that you take the recommended action of creating a communications department by selecting option 1, which is continuing ordinance number 2025-26 as presented to second reading on September 18, 2025. We're happy to answer any questions you may have, sir.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, you're up. Anybody want to speak to this item? Commissioner Lang.
Thank you, Mayor. I am so impressed with what the Communications Department has been able to accomplish over the past 2 or 3 years. I've opined on that repeatedly from the dais when the topic has come up. Good communications are so important to a community of our size and growing. And this team has done such an incredible job at elevating the image of the city, both within the city and outside the city. They've had a tremendously beneficial impact on our economic development efforts, on our customer satisfaction. They have really proven that they are ready to become their own department. So I am an unequivocal yes. Let's move forward with this ordinance.
Anybody else? I would just like to say that I echo Commissioner Langdon's feelings with regard to this matter, and I also think it's important too. Being a department unto itself, I think will actually help increase efficiency and increase communication to the community. Being able to stand on equal footing with other department heads, being able to interface with them, understand better the projects they're working on, what they're involved in, and being able to really transmit that information out to our community, I think is essential. And I think we've moved in the right direction. I think these folks, for the short money that in differential here, I think it's well worth worth it, and I think that our citizenry and the city will benefit by it. It's hard to measure, but it is noticeable, and it's been noticeable to me in the handful of years I've been involved with the city. Communications is head over heels better than it was, and it's moving in the right direction. So I am supportive of this. Commissioner Duval.
Thank you, Mayor. I took a look back at our budget book from last year, and our ad valorem tax revenue last year was $36,548,170. Our projected this year is $39,421,820. That's an increase of about 7.86%. Later on, we're going to be discussing some increases for our fire rescue, our road and drainage, our solid waste. Those increases are more in line with 10% and more. This is difficult to say, and I definitely do not want what I am saying to be determined as looking down on the people in our communications division. These people work hard. It is a growing entity. They're involved in so many things. But this, along with another change that we're going to be talking about, comes out to almost $100,000 this year for our taxpayers. And I have to look at our taxpayers. I do not believe that the people that work for this city, whether this becomes a department or not, are going to do any worse of a job if this gets turned down. So for those reasons, I am not voting for this. Thank you.
Anything else from anybody? Commissioner Petro.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't know if it adds value to speaking before the vote, because we already know the direction of this vote. But I want to say that it is important to talk about this. And I do want to commend our communication division and the head of that communication division for wonderful work you did for the city and for the citizens of this city. The financial impact of both divisions, if they be reclassified, is close to $100,000. It's $99,630. Although I see a value in this reclassification, there will be very little change in the operations. And if not passed, it will not impede the functionality of each division. Now, with that being said, I commend each division with their hard work and the productivity. I do believe that we have to look at the other side of the story, and that is the taxpayers. With our commercial base around 8-9%, which is way below the average, I'm looking at the number of houses that might or should be added to cover that financial impact. And if you're a homeowner within the city, you know how much you pay taxes for the city of Northport, not excluding the Sarasota County portion. So that takes a number of houses to be added. And as we hear a lot of growth pays for the growth, which does not really pay, because each household consumes much more than they provide in financial asset or financial contribution to the city. So I just want to say this before we vote. Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Yeah, since everybody else spoke, I guess I gotta speak now. Communications is very key with what we're getting ready to move forward on in this city. We're in, tough times, a lot of speculation out there on whether we're gonna have this or have that or how life's gonna be. But having communications is the key to where the citizens get the proper information. I don't like to where I go on Facebook and they've created their own information and everybody is following that and going, oh yeah, it must be true because so-and-so put it out there. Well, no, go to the communications of the city of Northport and get the facts, get the truth. We got price widening coming up and there's gonna be a lot of questions on why'd you do this, why'd you do that? It'll all be there. If not from communications, from Public Works, but it's still going through communications to get out to the public. I had a little birdie speak to me before the meeting, and she said that she had difficulties finding communications on the website. I said, well, it's under the city manager's office. Oh, well, I go to Parks and Rec, it's Parks and Rec. I go over here, it's the same. So to have their own identity when people are looking for communications is a key, and it is definitely worth that investment, especially with the times going forward. So anybody out there saying this is not a wise investment is just trying to keep the information from getting to the citizens. And that's just my opinion, so that's where I'm at. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Point of clarification, City Attorney. In order for this particular change to occur, am I correct? Can changing a division to a department requires unanimous vote? Is that correct?
I didn't look at that before I came in. I believe that's correct.
I gotta change the evaluation.
So what I read, Mr. Mayor, was the city commission shall by ordinance adopt by unanimous vote, activate or deactivate a department.
Unbelievable. All right. With that in mind, then, anybody else have anything to say here? Can I look for public comment?
Susan Kostbar. I support a communications department to better align cross communications as we continue to grow. I commend the information we received during past hurricanes, which made me feel safe and informed. Moving forward, there is a need to continue with timely, critical information, especially with our growth and the many anticipated storms. Thank you for all your efforts. I love Northport. Michelle Moore. Hello, City Commission. My name is Michelle Moore, and I'm here today as a proud Northport resident and a local business owner of Phone Boutique and Images of Therapy. I'm speaking in support of ordinance number 2025-26. I truly believe that creating a single communications department will make our city stronger. I am a great example of the good work they are already doing. After graduating with honors from Northport University Class 2, I became more civically involved than ever before. This happened because the city did an incredible job telling its story and engaging with residents. Bringing all the communication teams together under one department will make our city's voice more cohesive. It will help us build more public trust and ensure that as Northport grows, our ability to inform and engage with the community grows with it. I urge you to vote yes on this ordinance. Thank you so much for your time and for all you do for our city. In person, I have Kathy Garrity.
Good afternoon, Commission, City Manager. I'm Kathy Garrity. I am a 25-year resident of Northport and the valedictorian of Northport University. I'm speaking extemporaneously because I just believe that the department coming out of where it is right now for communications is really important just to kind of set the standard. There are so many, communications runs across every department. It runs across every single thing that we do. It's difficult sometimes when you go on our website and you do try to find exactly where it is and who is involved in it and who's heading it, who's doing everything else. And not to take away any of city manager's thunder, because they report directly to you, as I understand. It's just a matter of putting it in its place and giving it a title, because we have already seen what a great job our communications department has done over the years. I've seen great increases in my 25 years here. I think especially within the last 2 years, and what we learned in Northport University, going from department to department, to see how important the communications element plays in every single department that we visited. So I am all in favor. I voice what Lance said, I voice what Michelle said, and I voice what some of you commissioners have said, that I think that the communications department has a right to stand on its own, and I hope you'll see positive to give it that vote. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. With that, then, entertain the motion.
I'll make it. I move to continue ordinance number 2025-26 to second reading on September 18th, 2025.
Second.
Got a motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Langdon to move this motion forward. Let's go ahead and vote, folks. So while this vote was 3-2 in the affirmative, as a result of this requiring a unanimous vote, it fails. Moving on to, let me find this here. Give me a second. Ordinance 2025-27. I'm going to need a motion for City Clerk to read by title only, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Got a motion by Commissioner Langdon, seconded by the Vice Mayor. Let's vote on this. Passes 5-0. City Clerk, if you'd be kind enough.
Ordinance number 2025-27, an ordinance of the City of Northport, Florida, activating an information technology department, providing for findings, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you very much. City Manager, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Per our charter, section 5.05, the organizational structure of the Northport City Charter states that the City Commission shall by ordinance adopt by unanimous vote activate or deactivate departments as deemed necessary for the efficient administration and operation of city government, except for the two departments of the police department and the finance department. They recommend that you take the action of creation of the information technology department by selecting option 1, continuing ordinance 2025-27 as presented to second reading on September 18, 2025. Happy to answer any questions, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, sir. Commissioners? Anything to this item? Mr. Langdon?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Although I already have a pretty good feeling how this is going to go, I think it's important for us to acknowledge the leadership and the incredible work of our IT department. As a direct result of their good stewardship, we've been able to avoid some potentially devastating situations like communications. They do cut across all of the departments. And security and leading in our technology use as a city is vitally important, I believe, to our future growth. And because of all of those reasons, I am supportive of elevating IT from a division to a department.
Commissioner. Anything else, commissioners? Seeing nothing, City Clerk, any public comments on this item?
There is none.
With that, I'll close this public hearing and request a motion.
I'll make it. I move to continue ordinance number 2025-27 to second reading on September 18th, 2025.
Second. Got a motion by Commissioner Lang, second by the Vice Mayor to continue ordinance 2025-27 to second reading on September 18th, 2025. Nothing else to that. Let's vote. And while that passes 3-2 in the affirmative, it fails as it requires a unanimous vote.
Mr. Mayor, if I may,
You may, sir.
the ordinance has to be adopted by unanimous vote, but moving it to second reading is adopted at second reading. So this motion, or this ordinance can go to second reading with a pass of 3-2. It would not be adopted at second reading if the vote was 3-2 at that time.
I see.
And that'll go for the other one.
And that'll go
That's
for the other
correct.
one as well. All right, so.
All right, we'll see him again.
Yeah, we'll see it again at second reading, I suppose. Thank you for the clarification. All right. Moving on, ordinance 2025-24. I need a motion to direct city clerk to read by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Langdon to direct city clerk to read this item by title only. Let's vote. Passes 5-0. City clerk, if you'd be kind enough.
Ordinance number 2025-24, an ordinance of the City of Northport, Florida, adopting the ad valorem millage rate and rollback rate for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025, and ending September 30, 2026, providing for findings, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Very much. City manager.
I apologize, there's a section that I need to read into the record as well.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Section 2.01,
Yeah.
the general municipal millage rate and tax levy for the City of Northport, Florida for the fiscal year is 3.7667 mils, which is $3.7667 per $1,000 of assessed property within the city. The millage rate is certified to the property appraiser and the tax collector of Sarasota County, Florida, to be levied for the city's general government operating and capital purposes for the fiscal year. Section 2.02, the general municipal millage rate is 0.47% higher than the rolled back rate of 3.7491 mils, which is $3.4791 per $1,000 of assessed property within the city. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. City manager, Mr. Redding.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The fiscal year 2025-26 tentative budget is based on a 3.7667 ad valorem millage rate. This rate represents $3.7667 per $1,000 of taxable value. The proposed millage rate is budgeted to generate $39,421,820 in general fund revenues at a 96.5 collection rate. The reason that the ad valorem tax revenues are increasing include personnel costs from 14 additional general fund positions, and an increase in facility maintenance and deferred maintenance, a transfer to the renewal and replacement fund for future capital facility needs, generator improvements, and city share cost of fire station 83 and 84 roof replacements. We're happy to answer any questions you may have, but we ask that you approve it with option 1, which is approving ordinance number 2025-24 on first reading as presented, and move to second reading on September 18, 2025. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, questions, discussion? See nothing. City clerk, any public comment?
There is none.
And I'll close this public hearing. Looking for a vote, or a motion, I'm sorry.
I'll make it move to continue ordinance number 2025-24 to second reading on September 18th, 2025.
Second.
Got a motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Duval to continue ordinance 2025-24 to second reading on September 18th, 2025. If there's nothing more to it, let's vote. And that passes 5-0. Moving on, ordinance 2025-25. Need a motion to direct city clerk to read by title only.
So moved.
Second.
And a motion by Commissioner Langdon, seconded by the Vice Mayor, to request city clerk to read by title only. Let's vote on this. Passes 5-0. City clerk.
Ordinance number 2025-25, an ordinance of the City of Northport, Florida, adopting the non-district budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025, and ending September 30, 2026, adopting the capital improvement budget and program, prescribing the terms, conditions, and provisions with respect to the items of appropriations and their payment, providing for supplemental appropriations and reappropriations, providing for findings, providing for posting of the budgets, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, ma'am. City Manager, your item.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For this item, we are recommending the action of approving ordinance number 2025-25 on first reading and moving it to second reading on September 18, 2025. As outlined in the staff summary, there's a total non-district amount of this budget of $262,120,950, and we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, any questions? Any discussion? Commissioner Petro.
Thank you, Mayor. In our workshops, I believe it was the last one, I suggest a hiring freeze, and I had to do it again. And what do you fellow commissioners think if we initiate a hiring freeze for the next year?
Anybody have any comments?
I guess I'm next on the board. City Manager, could you refresh us on what the new head count is? What departments, what positions? Can someone do that?
You mean that we added to the budget?
Yes.
What we're doing?
Correct.
Yes, if you give us 1 minute.
All right, I apologize, I'm having Excel issues here, that I can only read one line at a time. For fiscal year '26, there are 25 new positions, but they are not all included in this non-district budget. So, there are 20 positions that are included in this budget, which also includes some of the 8 for the fire district that are half fire district and half general fund.
Is that all 20? So how many positions are involved in this?
20.
20. And how many of them are fire and rescue?
I believe it's 8. Is it 8? Yes. Eight.
And what are the others?
The other 5?
the balance of those positions that are coming out of the general fund?
Okay. The positions are an assistant city attorney, grants compliance specialist, planning coordinator, code enforcement inspector, accountant 3. Sorry, this Excel is, I can't even see what's going on. Thank you.
Maybe glasses are in order, no?
No, I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, sorry about that. 2 code enforcement inspectors that are split between general fund and building fund. Code enforcement inspector that's in the building fund, accountant that's in the general fund, 7 firefighter, EMT, paramedics, and split between general fund and fire district. A system support analyst, also split between general fund and fire district. Collections operator 2 in the utility fund. Distribution operator 2 in the utility fund. Distribution operator 1 in the utility fund. Admin service specialist in the fleet fund. Emergency vehicle technician in the fleet fund. The other 5 are 2 in road and drainage and 3 in solid waste district.
Right, which aren't part of.
Which are not part of this,
Correct.
yes.
Okay. When I look at that list, I don't see any position that I feel is arbitrary or not warranted. To put a freeze on fire and rescue, I, for one, am not willing to impact or affect the safety of this community. I personally have utilized those services and appreciated the rapid response. And I would not want to do anything that negatively impacted the quality of that service to our residents. Code enforcement, I think we all regularly hear complaints from our residents that we're not doing enough to maintain property standards in this city. I would have to say the majority of the complaints I get are in that neighborhood, so I personally am not willing to sacrifice that position. Same with utilities. I just don't see where we would want to cut any of these positions. I also feel that we might, in the next year or two, face a situation where our assessed values decline, in which case we, in my mind, would be forced to consider freezes and cuts. I don't see that as the situation we are in for this year. A hiring freeze is extreme. I think it signals to the development community and the business community and surrounding communities that this city is in some type of financial crisis. I do not believe we are there. So while I appreciate the desire to contain costs, we're not asking the citizens for an increase in millage rate to fund any of these positions. So my personal opinion, taking such an extreme measure when I do not believe at this point in time it's warranted, would not be a wise move on the part of this commission.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Mayor.
Yeah, we've already vetted this throughout the budget hearings and stuff, but I also recall that some of these positions, they're half a year. They're not starting all these positions out in October 1st, so it's sort of split. And also, they're being combined with either enterprise funds, district funds, and it's not a whole hit on the general fund. But we do need staff, and it is well worth it to make that investment. I mean, everybody complains about, especially code enforcement. I'm going to use those. They are key. They complain, but we don't have the help to get that job done, and we need more individuals out there. So I'm all for it. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, I'd focus on another aspect of it. I've never been a big advocate of freezes across the line. The across-the-board cuts, across-the-board freezes, I think are unhealthy because they're the easy way to go. They're not strategic, they're not carefully planned, they don't look to the different needs of the citizenry or the city. I think it's definitely the wrong way to go about saving money. We spent quite a period of time working on this budget, and Commission had sufficient time to look for deeper cuts. I think the staff did a pretty good job, if you ask me, of digging deep to come in line and hold the millage rate at its present level, and yet still be able to, you know, maintain a quality of service to our citizenry in light of the growth we're going through. I just don't think hiring freezes solve the problem for you. I think all it does is set you up for more problems down the road, especially listening to the specifics of the positions we're looking at here. You know, if Commission had wished to save $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million, $10 million, then it should have said so during the budget process. It should have said, this is unacceptable. We want more cuts, we want deeper cuts. It didn't. Now we say, gee, let's just freeze salaries like that's going to be some magic wand that's waved that's going to solve the city's problems. No, it's not. As Vice Mayor said, there are significant needs in various departments to address the needs of our citizens. I wonder how the citizens would feel if public safety was jeopardized, if people died because of it, if we cut quality of life amenities, shut down parks, shut down centers. I mean, there's the pain. You want to save money? We could have done it, but we didn't, because we were sensitive to the fact that there's a careful balance between what you charge citizens, how you use their tax dollars, and the quality of services you provide them. It's not easy to cope with a city that's growing as fast as we are and trying to keep pace with that. I think for 6 years running, this city held the millage rate flat. It is not our problem that the county assessed property values up. It's not our problem that 3/4 of every dollar that we pay in taxes goes outside this city. Only 25 cents on the dollar stays in Northport. So to look to slash more than we have, if we had wanted to, we should have. Prior to this, I just don't support a hiring freeze. I think that's blind to the needs. I think it's just an easy way to say, oh, here we can just appease, let's just slash it, let's just freeze it, and you know, the consequences of doing without these positions will be felt in the community. And I personally don't think it's worth it. So, you know, again, if we want to open the budget back up, not approve the budget, go back in and slash more, okay, but this is not the way to do it in my book, so I'm not supportive of this. Commissioner Duval.
Thank you, Mayor. As my fellow commissioners have already said, this city provides services to the citizens. And to consider the fact that there are more houses being built continually. And as the city spreads out towards the west and hopefully soon towards the east, we're going to be needing more fire departments. We're going to be needing more police. We're going to be needing more services, no matter which department they come from. And to consider the future. Funds are going to be a problem in the future if you, all you have to do is look at the national level on down. But we cannot cut the services to our citizens. And that's why I support this. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Petro?
Thank you, Mayor. I know it's a tense topic, but to some extent it's needed for the discussion, even if it's for the sake of discussion, because maybe there's some ideas we can develop while being on the dais. But the biggest recurring expense with any municipality is the personnel, recurring expense. And that's why I brought it up publicly, because workshop is one format and the general meeting is another format. But I just don't believe the growing of the city is the way to grow the budget. And we grew this budget by 20%. And I know the staff did a good job reclassifying or shuffling funds from one fund to another fund. But I do not believe that we, as a city, grew by 20%. And it's just, with our commercial base, that is the main driver of revenue, so to speak. It's just, I just felt to bring it up, and even for the sake of discussion. But I do believe, even if we pay as a citizens a fair amount, even if it's 25 cents on the dollar, the city of Northport is becoming more and more unaffordable. And I might be in the minority, I might be speaking for the little guy, but this is what I feel. And I just don't know, I do not know how to tackle this issue. And that's why I brought it up. But it is a significant expense for the new personnel. And I'm not here to make sacrifices on general public safety. We as a commission, we are responsible to keep this city healthy and thriving. But by the same token, I do believe, taking into account that everything rises in cost, and we benefit, and we are in a way encouraging that. So just brought it up as a discussion point, but I didn't do this for the publicity or for anything on that matter. Nobody influences my vote, but I just felt to say that because the budget increase is really 20%, and that is not to account the budget amendments that were done throughout the year, the fiscal year of last year. So we grew this budget not by 20%. I have not done the calculation, but I'm sure it's more than 20%. And I just want to be everybody aware of where we are as far as the city commissioners. Thank you, Mayor.
Anything else to this item, folks? Any public comment on this, City Clerk?
There is none.
And I'll close this hearing and look for motion.
I'll move to continue ordinance number 2025-25 to second reading on September 18th, 2025.
Got a motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Tavel, to continue ordinance 2025-25 to second reading, September 18th, 2025. If there's nothing more to that, let us vote. And that passes 4-1 with Commissioner Petrov in the no. Reasons stated, sir?
The ones that I stated earlier. I just feel that we are growing the budget before we're growing the city.
All right, without any general public comment? In which case I'm adjourning this meeting.
Understand that there is a difference. If you're interested in finding out what evacuation zone you are in, which we highly recommend you do, you can use your search engine of choice and type in Sarasota County Know Your Limit.
It's 5:57. We're in City Chambers. I call the Fire Rescue District Governing Body meeting to order. Commissioners present, Commissioner Duval, Commissioner Langdon, Mayor Stokes, Vice Mayor Emmerich, Commissioner Petro. There's a quorum present for the meeting. Also present, City Manager Fletcher, Interim City Attorney Golan, City Clerk Faust, Board Specialist Linder, Police Chief Garrison, and Fire Chief Titus. I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
Second.
A motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Langdon. Approve the budget or the agenda, please. Vote. And that passes 5-0. City Clerk, public comments?
There is none.
Moving on to the consent agenda here. City managers, any items been pulled?
No, sir, Mr. Mayor.
All right, public comment?
There is none.
Then I'm looking for a motion.
I'll make it. I move to approve the items in the consent agenda.
Got a motion by Commissioner Langdon, seconded by the Vice Mayor to approve the items in the consent agenda. Let's vote. Yeah. Okay.
We're waiting on your vote. Vote.
And that passes 5-0. Moving on to public hearings, resolution number 2025-R-53. City Clerk, if you're kind enough to read by title only.
Resolution number 2025-R-53, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Northport, Florida, as the governing body of the Northport Fire Rescue District, adopting, certifying, and confirming the non-ad valorem assessment rates and adopting and certifying the non-ad valorem assessment roll for the Northport Fire Rescue District for fiscal year 2025-2026, providing for findings, providing for conflict, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, ma'am. City Manager, you're right.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The assessment rate to be adopted through this resolution reflects a 9% change in Tier 1 and a 9% change in Tier 2 from the fiscal year 2024-25 rates. The district's fire assessment program is supported by a cost apportionment methodology that results in assessment rates that are proportional to the special benefit received from fire protection service provided by the district. We ask that you take recommended action on option 1, which is approve resolution number 2025-R53 as presented. We're happy to answer any questions that they have.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, questions, discussion? Going once, twice, and 3 times. City Clerk, any public comment?
There is none.
Then I'll close this public hearing. Look for a motion.
I'll make it. I move to adopt resolution number 2025-R-53 as presented.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Langdon, seconded by the Vice Mayor to adopt resolution 2025-R-53 as presented. There's nothing more to that. Let's vote. That passes 4-1 with Commissioner Petro dissenting. Commissioner?
This is regarding rates issue. I think the rate is excessive. I understand that the cost of everything is going up or has gone up and is going up. I would be more comfortably supportive of a lower rate and possibly half of what is proposed.
Thank you, Commissioner. Moving on, Resolution 2025-R-54. City Clerk, be kind enough to read by title only.
Resolution number 2025-R-54, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Northport, Florida, as the governing body of the Northport Fire Rescue District, adopting the tentative Northport Fire Rescue District budget for fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025, and ending September 30, 2026, prescribing the terms, conditions, and provisions with respect to the items of appropriation and their payment, providing for supplemental appropriations and reappropriations, providing for findings, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, ma'am. City Manager, you're right.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The tentative budget for fiscal year 25-26 for the fire district is $20,538,830, which is a decrease of $2,583,880 from the fiscal year 2024 amended budget. This represents a 9% increase in the district assessment rate over the prior year assessment rate. We recommend that you take the action of approving option 1, which is adopting the resolution number 2025-R54 as presented. I'm happy to answer any questions, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, anything to this item? Seeing nothing, City Clerk, any public comment? And I'll close this public hearing. Look for motion.
Move to adopt resolution number 2025-R-54 as presented.
Second.
Motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Langdon to adopt Resolution 2025-R-54 as presented. There's nothing more to it. Let us vote. And that passes 4-1 with Commissioner Petrov in the dissent. Commissioner?
I'm a bad guy today. But I do believe because the rate is embedded into the budget, so I did not agree with the rate that is excessive. So that's the reason.
Thank you, Commissioner. City Clerk, any general public comment? In which case, 6:04, I'll adjourn this meeting.
Website.
Road and drainage. Today's Thursday, September 4th, 2025. It's 6:04. We're in the city chambers, so I call this Road and Drainage District Governing Body meeting to order. Commissioners present, Commissioner Duval, Mr. Langdon, Mayor Stokes, Vice Mayor Emmerich, Commissioner Petro. There's a quorum present for the meeting. Present are City Manager Fletcher, Interim City Attorney Golan, City Clerk Faust, Board Specialist Lindner, Police Chief Garrison, and Vice Chief, and Chief Titus, I'm sorry, Fire Chief Titus.
Getting late, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be. Need a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Got a motion by the Vice Mayor, second by Mr. Langdon to approve the agenda. Let's vote. That passes 5-0. City Clerk, any general public comment?
Yes, Yassine Rosani.
Hey, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager. This is my first time doing this, so excuse me if I don't follow the right decorum, I guess, if you will. I'm a property owner with 2 commercial properties. I own the Burger Kings on Toledo Blade and on US Highway 41 right next to Popeyes. I look at my trim tax, my bill every year, and Sarasota County has been raising the values, but then if I turn the page around, and then I look at the non-ad valorem taxes, and the road and drainage is very, very expensive. My wondering is, why are other municipalities like Pasco County, Sarasota, General Counties, Charlotte County, I have properties, a bunch of properties, and I don't pay the kind of tax, ad valorem and the regular tax that I'm paying here in the city of Northport. It's very, very hard to do business. I agree with Mr. Petrov that you guys are killing small businesses. And I'm a small business that provides jobs, sales tax revenue, payroll taxes, if you will. And it's very, very tough. And I spoke with Garrett and his team at the Drain and Road Fund to understand the methodology. So I didn't come in here just to speak from the hip. I spoke with him last year. I don't know who he is. Maybe I can meet him afterwards. And then I spoke with him yesterday, right before this meeting. I looked at the methodology on the website, and I tried to calculate it myself, and then he gave me the calculation, and it looks like it's forward-looking. I think the methodology needs to change. The way the methodology is currently done, they put a weight on the most use, and QSR, quick service restaurants with the drive-through, have a high weight along with gas stations. If you look at Wawa Racetrack and you look at that at the not ad valorem, Wawa and Racetrack itself, they're paying like $100,000 or so, just on this road and drainage fee. I'm paying roughly $16,000 to $18,000 on each of the two properties just on this drainage fee. My property tax from Sarasota County is like $22,000. It's $16,000 for this road and drainage fee. It's a lot. I think the methodology needs to change. I know it's not going to happen today at this meeting because you guys are here to vote for your bill or whatever it is. But ultimately, the city manager or whoever makes the decisions needs to find another outside firm. I know you guys already have retained one, but maybe two or three, take it out to RFP and figure out another way where it's more equitable. Right now, you're hurting small businesses like me, and you guys think I'm a McDonald's that does $4 million in revenue, or Chick-fil-A that does $9 million in revenue. Burger King, an average Burger King does $1.6 million in revenue. And out of that, I keep maybe 7 or 8% of that, generally speaking, and I have a note to pay.
Thank you, sir.
You know? So that's just my 2 cents. Thank you.
All righty. Moving on to consent agenda. City manager, any items been pulled?
No, sir, Mr. Mayor.
Great. Any public comment? Then requesting a motion.
I move to approve the items in the consent agenda.
A motion by Commissioner Langdon, seconded by Commissioner Duval to approve the consent agenda. Let's vote. And that passes 5-0. Moving on to public hearings, Resolution 2025-R-50. City Clerk, if you'd be kind enough to read by title only.
Resolution number 2025-R-50, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Northport, Florida, as the governing body of the Northport Road and Drainage District, adopting, certifying, and confirming the non-ad valorem assessment rates and capital improvements assessment rates, and adopting and certifying the non-ad valorem assessment roll for the Northport Road and Drainage District for fiscal year 2025-2026, providing for findings, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, ma'am. City manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The 15% rate increase proposed today will help maintain the financial health of the road and drainage district by generating sufficient revenue to support ongoing maintenance operations and capital improvement projects. This aligns with the findings of professional rate consulting and addresses current and anticipated infrastructure needs as the city grows. We ask that you choose option 1 today, which is approve the resolution number 2025-R-50 as presented. We're happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, anything to this item? Seeing nothing, any public comment? And then I'll close this public hearing and looking for a motion.
I move to adopt resolution number 2025-R-50 as presented.
Second.
Got a motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Langdon to adopt resolution 2025-R-50 as presented. Let us vote. And that passes 4-1 with Commissioner Petro dissenting. Commissioner?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I do believe that 15% is excessive rate, and I've looked at the methodology, and I calculated my own residential tax, which is, over the 10 years, I'll be paying $2,000 extra, getting to the unsustainable level of taxing our people, our citizens. So I do support some level of raising a rate, but not 15. Thank you.
Right. Moving on. We are Resolution 2025-R-55. City Clerk, if you'd be kind enough to read by title only.
Resolution number 2025-R-55, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Northport, Florida, as the governing body of the Northport Road and Drainage District, adopting the tentative Road and Drainage District budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025, and ending September 30, 2026, prescribing the terms, conditions, and provisions with respect to the items of appropriation and their payment, providing for supplemental appropriations and reappropriations, providing for findings, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you very much. City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The tentative budget for fiscal year 2025-26 for the Road and Drainage District is $30,928,880, which is a decrease of $16,752,436 from the fiscal year 2024-25 amended budget. This represents a 15% increase to the district assessment rate over the prior year assessment rate. We ask you take the recommended action of choosing option 1, which is adopting resolution number 2025-R-55 as presented. We'll have to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much. Commissioners? Anything to this, Commissioners? Once, twice, and 3 times. City Clerk, any public comment? Then I'll close this public hearing and request a motion.
I'll make it. I move to adopt resolution number 2025-R-55 as presented.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Duval, seconded by Commissioner Langdon to adopt resolution 2025-R-55 as presented. Let's vote. And that again passes 4-1. Commissioner Petro?
Yes, I believe the 15% hike is embedded in the budget. For that reason, I'm defending.
Moving on, public comment, general public comment.
There's none.
All right, then with that, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 6:14. Governing body, today's Thursday, September 4th, 2025. It is 6:15. We're in the city chambers. Call the Solid Waste District Governing Body meeting to order. Commissioners present, Commissioner Duval, Commissioner Langdon, Mayor Stokes, Vice Mayor Emmerich, Commissioner Petro. There's a quorum present for the meeting. Also present, City Manager Fletcher, Intern City Attorney Golan, City Clerk Faust, Board Specialist Lindner, Police Chief Garrison, and Fire Chief Titus. I am looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Langdon, seconded by the Vice Mayor to approve the agenda. Let's vote. And that passes 5-0. City Clerk, any public comment? Then on to the consent agenda. Any items been pulled, City Manager?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Then any public comment? And then I'm looking for a motion.
I'll make it. I move to approve the items in the consent agenda.
Second.
Got a motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Langdon to approve the consent agenda. Let's vote. And that passes 5-0. Moving on to public hearings, Resolution 2025-R-51. City Clerk, if you'd be kind enough to read by title only.
Resolution Resolution number 2025-R-51, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Northport, Florida, as the governing body of the Northport Solid Waste District, adopting, certifying, and confirming the non-ad valorem assessment rates and adopting and certifying the non-ad valorem assessment roll for the Northport Solid Waste District for fiscal year 2025-2026, providing for findings, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you very much. City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The 10% rate increase included in this item will help maintain the financial health of the solid waste district by generating sufficient revenue to support ongoing service operations and capital improvement projects. This aligns with the findings of professional rate consulting and addresses current and anticipated infrastructure needs as the city grows. We ask that you choose recommended action option 1, which is approved resolution number 2025-R51 as presented, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, City Manager. Commissioners, questions, concerns, conversation? Commissioner DeVal.
Thank you, Mayor. On the last two special meetings, we've been kind of quiet, except for Commissioner Petrol has, voiced his reasoning for voting no. We've been kind of quiet, those of us that voted yes. But I want to speak specifically to our citizens that may be listening, especially on this topic right here, solid waste. We had an opportunity to try to save some money by getting the funding for a solid waste transfer station that would provide us with possibility of revenues from other governments. It would save us money, and the citizens turned us down. Costs do go up. And, basically we're talking a 10% increase here, okay? And that hurts. But again, these are services we need, these are services we provide, and our solid waste just does an excellent job year-round. And I don't think you'll find too many citizens in this city that would disagree with that. I just want to remind the citizens that we are making an effort to cut costs down, and to keep that in mind in the future when we have an ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner DeVal. Vice Mayor.
Yeah, I just wanted to put in the record that Frankie's wearing purple, so he really wants us to approve this. So that's all I have.
Right. If there's nothing else, public comment?
There's none.
Then I'll close this public hearing and request a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
I move to adopt resolution number 2025-R-51 as presented.
5-6, sir.
5-1.
Where? I'm sorry, I stand corrected. It is 2025-R-51 is presented. Thank you.
Second.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner DeVal, seconded by the Vice Mayor to adopt resolution 2025-R-51 as presented. There's nothing more to that. Let's vote. And that passes 5-0. Moving on to resolution number 2025-R-56. City Clerk, if you'd be kind enough to read by title only.
Resolution number 2025-R-56, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Northport, Florida, as the governing body of the Northport Solid Waste District, adopting the tentative solid waste district budget for fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025, and ending September 30, 2026, prescribing the terms, conditions, and provisions with respect to the items of appropriation and their payment, providing for supplemental appropriations and reappropriations, providing for findings, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you. City Manager, your item.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The tentative budget for fiscal year 25-26 for the solid waste district is $20,521,800. This is an increase of $1.9 million from the fiscal year 2024-25 amended budget. The assessment rate for fiscal year 25-26 will be $332.75 per residence, which is a 10% increase from the fiscal year 2024-25 rate of $302.50. We ask that you take the recommended action of option 1, which is adopting the resolution number 2025-R56 as presented. We're happy to answer any questions you may have, sir.
Thank you, City Manager. Commissioners, anything to this item? Seeing none, City Clerk, any public comment? And then I'll close this public hearing, request a motion.
I'll make it. I move to adopt resolution number 2025-R-56 as presented.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Langdon, seconded by Commissioner Duval to adopt resolution 2025-R-56 as presented. Let's move. And that passes 5-0. City Clerk, any general public comment?